Good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome to the latest rebuild process here at LakeZide Performance. So what we have here is a 2007 Honda Pilot front wheel drive. This is not the all-wheel drive model. And this one's a little special. The reason why this machine right here is extra special is because this one, my friends, is my mother's 2007 Honda Pilot. At some unforeseen time ago, I don't know if it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, who knows, this thing died. So I believe she had someone try to replace the timing belt on this engine. It was due for a timing belt, and I'm not sure if they installed it correctly or not. And I am assuming that they did not install it correctly and that it is jump time, or they installed it incorrectly to the point where it has been a rod. I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going on here, is it probably just needs an engine. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first gen Honda Pilot from 2003 to the 2008 model. Has the 3.5 liter V6 engine in it. It's currently very, very, very dead. I just now got to the point where I could even open this thing because it has been inundated with very volatile, aggressive wasps, and I have a crazy fear of getting stung. I don't know why. I think as a kid I got kind of traumatized by getting stung by something, so now when I see wasps, it freaks me out. When I first sprayed this thing down at my mother's house this past weekend, there were probably about 1,000 wasps come out of this thing. They come crawling out from every little crook and cranny that that this thing has. There's a wasp nest under here that I knocked from under the hood. I was not able to open the hood at all. I basically just got in this thing, opened the driver door, put it in neutral, and then lined my trailer up, put the ramps down, hooked the winch up to this thing, and I just winched it up on the trailer. I was like, look, maybe most of them will be gone by the time I get home. It's about a 4.5 hour drive from my mom's house to here. And so let me tell you the plan with this car. This is not something normal for my channel, and I may not cover every detail of this because my main priority and goal is that guy right there right now for my channel. But my mom has, since she had to purchase another vehicle, this vehicle's paid off, and she purchased a 2012 Nissan Rogue. And if you know anything about those things, they're just not that great. They're not fun to drive. You know, they're small, and she really misses the room and the V6 power of this vehicle, and the fact that it's a Honda. That's a red stripe bug. Every time I see something flying, it makes me extremely paranoid. But she likes this vehicle more than she liked any other vehicle, really. So she would love to see this car run and drive again in the near future. And based on my knowledge, I don't think it needs a whole lot. Now, being me the way I am, I'm gonna go through it. It needs struts. It kind of beat me to death on the way home because it's so bouncy from needing front and rear struts, because every time this rear end would bounce up and down, you go over a bump, it bounce up and down, it would bounce my trailer, which would bounce my truck, getting it here. So definitely needs front and rear struts. It needs other little bitty things, nothing crazy. The AC worked, everything worked on this thing except for it was just having some engine troubles. it started losing power, and I believe she said she took it to the dealership and they told her that it was low on compression, and which is going to be a normal thing with this engine at 300,000 miles. It is going to be down on compression, but it should still run fine and drive fine. It should still have a little bit of get up and go. Will it have all the horsepower that it came with from the factory? Obviously not, but it should still run and drive just fine, no problem, but it didn't. So then she had someone replace the timing belt in the engine, and it's been ruined ever since. So I'm going to go through it top to bottom, front to back, and I'm going to try to get this thing back in good operating condition. I mean, it's a very, very good condition vehicle. Obviously has a lot of scratches. The paint needs to be a good polish. Someone at Walmart backed into this door, which it's hard to tell, but you know, right now I've got like 20 or 30 of these cars, just the pilots, in my local junkyard. I mean, a lot of them. So right now is the time to get this vehicle here and start going through it and figuring out what all it needs. And there was another thing that I just discovered that it needed, which was the door lock little latch right there is missing. So like this little thing, so this right here that makes it lock and unlock is missing right there. Who knows where it went? Another thing that I noticed that was missing, which I knew was missing previously, is this little button here. It's your side mirror adjustment deal. Has a sunroof. As far as I know, it works. One thing we did discover when she was walking around looking at it before I took it was that the headliner over here is starting to release. So we need to put a new headliner in on this thing, which you can see it's pretty dang good condition. My mother used to smoke, and so I mean, as far as it's smelling funny, it doesn't even smell funny in here. It doesn't smell bad at all. It just smells like a 2007 Honda Pilot, honestly. I mean, it really doesn't stink. But anyways, enough for the introduction of this vehicle. Let's hook up the Mercedes battery on this thing, since it's brand new and sitting over here in the garage. Let's hook up the Mercedes battery. I think I'm gonna put you on a tripod, and let's just turn this thing over and just see what it does. I just checked the oil. The oil is black. My mother's not real good at car maintenance. She's not real good with cars. I don't know where I got it from, because my dad's not much of a car guy either, as far as in depth as what I do. Cars have always been a passion for me, but not for either one of my parents, which is kind of weird. Anyways, but I'm gonna put you on a tripod and let's look and see if we can get this battery out, put the Mercedes battery in here, and see if this thing will turn over, and see what happens. All right, I think this is 2 10mm. Wait till you see the wasp nest that's underneath this thing. It is insane. There were yellow jacket nests in here and wasp nest, red wasp. Very angry little things. But let's go ahead and try to get this battery out here real quick. I think it's a 10. There's the beat. Notice I have my FR, my old FRs on, because those things, man, they're freaking angry. I had my welding gloves on and everything. Freaking me out. I am super paranoid about things that can sting me. I don't know why. Must have some traumatic thing happen to me. I don't remember. Apparently it must have been pretty traumatic. Looks like 10mm on the battery. Hold on. This battery is from 2016. I'm afraid it's probably seen better days. It's pretty high out here. It's 105 heat index right now. Where my FRs, 105. Hey, better than getting stung by some crazy walls or something. guess all you gotta do is loosen these nuts up. It's got these hooks on it. So I guess all you need to do is loosen them up, and then you can get the hooks loose and get the battery out. It looks like the whole thing comes out like so. So I'll do that. Try to get the battery out. Hopefully there's no more animals in this thing. Dead battery. Make sure not get too crazy. I don't think so. I'm going to take this harness loose here. If I would do it properly, it's more comfortable. So quick, I need to switch. Put a big person in here. This big old freaking Mercedes battery. This thing's heavy. Insane. Insane. Nice and negative. This is the negative. Turn around. Goodness. Trailer's slippery. See how squish anything. The hose right there. Okay. Take that one. Negative on here.
Got him!
Why is the horn going off? It ain't gonna scare me again. I got the key. Okay, that's the alarm. So I just hit the unlock and it quit. So I think we're okay. Jeez Louise. That's pretty crazy. Let's try to tighten this up just a little bit here. Tighten these terminals up. Just a little. There's some weird silly problem with the voltage. Tighten up a little bit. This one is kind of connected. It's kind of barbaric the way I just did this. Anyway, this is what it is. Okay, I've got the keys here. There's no coolant. All the coolant is leaked out. The radiator's no good in this thing. At least you know the horn works. So there's that. I love my Milwaukee fan, by the way. It's nice. Okay, let's go in here. Let's see how many miles is on this thing. I think there's 300,000 miles. I don't know if it's over that or under. My mom just said around 300,000 miles. I don't know what that means. So let's go see what it means. Okay. Apparently this thing runs really, 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 really bad. Apparently it smokes, spits and sputters, and the whole nine. So, excuse me. Let's see what it does. All right, let's put this thing on. Yeah. Let's turn the AC off. 303. Okay, the air conditioner's all closing up because okay, 303,710 miles on this vehicle. That's a lot of miles, my friends. A lot of miles. It says low tire pressure, brake. I believe it's in park right now. Okay, interlock still works. Let's just try cranking it. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely don't want to run. Give it a little bit of gas pedal. Never mind. Oh, there's a little bit of smoke coming out right there. Got oil in it. I feel okay about the oil. It's got gasoline in it. That's fine. Got a little check engine light. I'll have to see what the codes are. Here's some valves, but I mean that may be because of because it ain't raining so long. Let's see. Wow. Actually sounds really good. That's surprising. Sounds a whole lot better than my Mercedes sounded. Does it not? It's not nearly as shaking around as mine was. Huh. Interesting. It would be really funny if this vehicle, well, I see it's looks like it might be blowing some steam out of the back. Let's go back here and see what's coming out of the tailpipe. Yeah, that's a good bit of steam coming out of there. So I bet that's where all the coolant's going. Right into the cylinders. Right out of the tailpipe. That makes sense. That's surprising how well it's running though. Even though it's been sitting so long. Wouldn't be surprised if everything still worked on this thing. Would not surprise me one little bit. Now, this thing probably has some weird issues. Sure. It's currently looks like it's the exhaust is burning off all that nice bug poison I sprayed on here, and maybe some oil. So a little bit of clean coming out of there. Not terrible. The cobwebs from sitting so long. Again, still not terrible. Oil leak we can fix easily. That's fine. I'm not worried about the oil leak. Okay. See no more wasp in there flying around. There were about 1,000 underneath this bumper ray. I'm going to have to get the bumper off and we get the nest out, I think. It's pretty wild. This thing smells really, really, really terrible. I'm not sure it don't overheat. Still blowing some steam out the tailpipe. He's already warmed up. She don't have any water in her. Well, let's see if it'll go into gear. I also want to unlock the doors. Yeah, she's pretty slow in starting. Yep, goes into gear perfectly fine. See if the air works. Turn on low. Air works perfectly. Wow. That's hilarious. After been sitting for who knows how long, the air still works in this thing. Still works. That's pretty much amazing. Yeah, the little tap's not going away. I'm pretty sure it's got a head gasket leak going on or something. Fun times. Okay. Let's see if this hatch will open. Make sure there's no nest underneath this thing. Oh yeah, there was a nest. Look at that. See? There was a nest right there. Big mama too. Huh. How about that? No thank you, brother. No thank you. Thank God nothing got on the inside. Jeez Louise. There was also another nest up here. Right here. See? This thing had nests all over it. I don't see none now, but man, they were everywhere, bro. They were everywhere. That is so crazy. Nothing's leaking. Nothing's leaking under here. He's not a very leaky foal, is he? I understand leaking, but it's not stuff out of the engine or nothing. It's bug spray. Crazy.